and good evening to Adventures in DeFi Kingdoms. This is Raph streaming to you live high above the keep in the hot air balloon. Tonight, as always, I have Neindorf with me. Neindorf, how you doing tonight?
Like I told you before stream, I'm moving a little slow, maybe overindulged a little bit last night, you might say.
Hey, that's tis the season. What was your drink of choice last night?
So we were over at with some cousins and some family, and I would say that he's got a nice selection of whiskeys, and hence I couldn't stop myself.
Love it. Yeah, it last night I did some vodka water. I've always kind of taken it easy on New Year's. Never been much of a New Year's partier kind of guy. But here we are. We are ushering in the new year, 2024. We have a very exciting stream for you here tonight. We're going to do a big giveaway at the end. We're going to spin the wheel twice, and we got some big items on the wheel. There's like a 5% chance of giving away a greater stone. We got some regular stones, crystals. We're trying to enter into a kind of a new phase of giveaways towards the end of the podcast. Hopefully, spice things up for the community, and a big thank you to everyone out there who listens to us live and supports us. So make sure you stay tuned through the whole episode, and we'll be spinning that wheel twice. So, Neindorf, why don't you go ahead and start us off with the question of the day?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's very timely. The question is kind of what is a bridge hack, and why are they so devastating or common, I guess, is another way of saying it too. So I don't know if you have any thoughts you want to kick us off with. I've been thinking about this one a little bit lately.
Yeah, I'll kind of try, and this is I saw Bob Nothing in chat. We might need someone who's a little more of a expert when it comes to crypto or sticks intern to come in and help re-educate us. But bridges are just what they sound, and so what do I mean by that? Well, if you think about it, you have these different blockchains which are kind of like islands, and in order to get your currency from one island to another, you have what's called a bridge. And my understanding is it holds that native token and then creates a replica of that native token for an alternative realm or an alternative crypto chain. And so, if you have ETH on the Ethereum network and you bridge it somewhere else that's not an Ethereum crypto network, that bridge will hold that asset and then allow you to create the replica of that asset for that other chain. But it's always one for one, and so it's holding it there. And so these bridges amass millions and millions of dollars of funds, and this is what the Harmony hack was back in the day, and why things depegged, and why they can take out stable coins. So how did I do? Get it close?
You nailed it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think the reason it's such a target is as you mentioned, it is a one concentrated contract usually, or multiple contracts where there is a large amount of value stored. If you think about, like, say all the DFK players as individual wallets, right? So maybe if you think of other ways of hacking, maybe there's some social engineering or, you know, button clicking. If you succeed and work hard and I didn't say succeed, don't take that the wrong way, but if hackers succeed in playing somebody, they get one wallet, right? And each wallet, typical isn't huge amounts of money. It's just not worth their effort. But these bridge contracts that are holding, like you said, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars on some chains are huge targets because of that. And I think too, I was just doing a little bit of research ahead of time here just to kind of get my bearings. Um, Blockchain tech's been around for a while now, but I feel like the explosion of the bridges is something that is relatively new. I mean, there's a lot of bridges now because there's so many blockchains. It's not just four blockchains. There's a mountain of them, and so then all of these bridge contracts written by different people, different corporations or companies, um, and there's vulnerabilities there that are just hard to chase out. So from a coding perspective, it's a difficult problem. And then it's a sweet target for hackers because of the value stored there too.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for the additions there. And as Sticks kind of sums it up briefly, basically a massive pot that's holding all the assets. Yeah,
Right. And and it makes you wonder too, like, should people be leery of wrapped assets in the bridge contract over still on the main realm? And like, well, yeah, maybe you should be a little cautious, but in this crypto space, it's almost impossible not to deal with bridged, wrapped assets at some point, unless you really just wanted to buy ETH on Ethereum and hold it, or spend it as gas there. So I don't know how we avoid it, or maybe you can't avoid having wrapped assets, and so maybe it's just who are the most trusted bridge implementers that have the best track record, the most rigorous testing. Maybe that's the best way you can kind of help yourself um, in this landscape.
yeah. I don't know. We haven't figured that out yet, but smarter minds than us may may be able to. And I know there's a lot of great conferences out there where they're talking about cutting edge technology and ways to do things differently. Um, but I'm still a firm believer, despite the challenges that crypto has. It's still a. I mean, we're kind of in the Wild West days of crypto still. You know what I mean? Where
Oh yeah.
I kind of think of it like the actual Wild West in United States, where there was a lot of bank robberies back in the day,
Oh
um,
yes.
and we need to change the way that the system works, and hopefully, you know, uh, we can reduce this from happening because I know there's some real impact to people's actual real life dollars out there, and that's a huge pain. So for anyone out there who got hit by this, our condolences. I know you've been hacked before, so well, not quite in the same way. It certainly hurts.
Still painful. That's right.
Yeah. I should note, I should have brought this up right at the start. I am trying some new settings here in Discord today. So um, if you have any comments on the settings, the visuals, the new things that we're trying out, we're trying to just make it, a little more visually appealing for all of our friends out there, and hopefully you enjoy the new things that we're going for. Can't really figure out how to get chat to show up on screen very well. So use YouTube chat, I suppose. All right, let's transition over to the community section of the show. Um, Again, trying something new here. What I done, and we've taken a bit of a hiatus here in Neindorf. We're off for Christmas, and now here we are on New Year's. I took some community snapshots, I'll call them. And so I'm looking for tweets or things in Discord that I'll call hot takes. And
Right.
what I'm trying to do is go ahead and lean into the ADFK game that we created. And so I need your help in calling out, are these brutal takes, are these calculated takes, or are these reckless takes? And so I'll go ahead and
Yes.
bring the slideshow up on screen here. All right, so first item on the slideshow is we did a Christmas airdrop on Christmas morning. You and Zipper were working on this on Christmas Eve. Thank you very much. All right, so this is a little bit of pandering to take you and the rest of the ADFK guild, but is this a brutal, reckless, or calculated take? What do you think?
Oh, this was calculated on my part, no doubt. Getting into it, we've got what we feel like is a really good guild. We've got a lot of people that are awesome and participate in everything we do and things that we try to do at least. And so I thought this was a really good way that we kind of accumulated some resources in our guild wallet, and so we had this idea of let's utilize the airdrop system, and Zipper and Fox made that happen, and they whitelisted us as a community member that's capable of giving out airdrops. The original idea for this wasn't to do guild giveaways or airdrops, but it was for our arcade game.
Yeah,
We were going to airdrop people's winnings to them, but this kind of seemed like a really cool way, and the timing was such that it happened basically like you said, Christmas morning. And I was like, I don't know, I thought it was really cool. I hope people enjoyed waking up, and if they logged in, seeing some crystal there for them.
yeah. All right, next one. I saw Cryptos RS tweeted over the holidays here that his Cybertruck was ready for order. Is this a brutal take? Reckless, calculated? Would you be getting a Cybertruck?
Uh, you know, that's a hard one. Uh, I think my gut reaction is to say it's a reckless take because I don't, I, I'm still not, I almost bought an electric vehicle. I just think that there's so much tech that's got to get worked out yet, but we're so much closer than we used to be that I can't call it a reckless take. So, um, I don't know where to go. I think it's calculated. I think it's a smart play if your needs align with what the Cybertruck can offer. Um, I do a fair amount of commuting, and I don't ever drive like really long distances, hardly ever. So I'm what I would consider a good candidate for an electric vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
But I just haven't been able to pull the trigger yet, you know. So yeah, I like the thought. I personally am not there yet.
Yeah. And I should interrupt here. The chat's talking about airdrops, and
Oh yeah.
I might be way out of line here, but the next large feature that we're targeting has something to do with trying to open up airdrops to be more community based. I don't know what the hell. It's
Yeah, why not?
2024. Let's talk about it. We really want
Sure.
something to open up that allows people to leverage airdrops on stream. For all of you streamers out there, so we think that there's some cool ways that we could build some things to help the community out there, or to do giveaways like um, Meanie does, the Christmas giveaways, things like that. So the airdrop feature is so cool. When you get an airdrop icon, it's exciting. Feels like Christmas
Oh, it's a
Day. So
rush.
let's go. All right, so let's go to the next one. I have here Dreamer tagging in after Bolon's tweeting about the bridge hack, saying a majority of DFK treasury is managed, maintained in Ethereum and on the DFK chain. So in short, or is this brutal, reckless, or calculated?
That I'll let you take this one. I'll
I
let you take
I'm
this one.
pretty calculated. I think they've and the way the team handled the situation, it was not reckless. They were ready to go, and I feel like they've been through some wars now, and that is the advantage of a team that has pushed through the bear market. Um, they know what's going on. They know where to hold their funds and how to keep things safe. So I would say calculated.
I agree. Yeah, I think perhaps the brutal take has the previous ones where they actually were negatively impacted. So like you said, they've been burned and now learned from it, and so here we are, and now they're in a good spot, and they've dodged this one pretty much entirely.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next one. Franz
Oh,
coming in off the top rope saying that was a fun bull market. See y'all for the next one. That's a brutal take, friends. Brutal take. I think
yes,
there
it
was some
is.
satire here as
Oh, no
well.
doubt. Oh, it was funny though. I mean, if you zoom with your date ranges right, I mean, it's some pretty good comedy there though, because you could if you hide the scales on the spike up, what was it, 82 cents? I think we hit,
Yeah,
um, and then the plunge back down. I think that's pretty funny.
yeah.
I love it.
I loved it. It had me cracking up for sure. Well done, friends. And this is again a shout out to anyone. If you if you want us to feature your hot takes, go ahead and at us in a tweet and like hashtag it like hot takes or something like that, and we'll get you in on the next episode. All right, next one here. I caught
Oh
this up
yeah.
on the hero page on main Discord. So stones are so much more important, even if they don't release more level 10s in 1 year. Will we cap it at 100? Um, Anyways, the gist of the message this person's getting out is stones are important, and I mentioned this on. I think I was chatting on stream with the. I can't remember if it was on stream when the blog side guys were streaming or just in our guild chat. I feel like greater stones are the number one resource in the game right now. I hate saying this out loud, but I'm surprised they don't cost more. They provide so much utility to the stats of heroes, and we know stats are king. Stats are king.
Yeah, and I think you're right because there's so few of them out there, and the player base, I don't think the player base has really, I mean, it started to grow, I feel like, which is awesome, but it hasn't grown significantly yet. So I think the price points that you're talking about, unless there's new drop mechanisms for these stones, I think they are going to increase in price significantly.
Right. I'm hoping, and I have no, I have insider inklings, but no insider actual information. I hope that the new mystery feature that Hubert has to do with more crystals, which I also think greater crystals are very valuable.
Oh
But as
yeah.
far as I know, there's nothing planned for stones. Maybe that could be in his new mystery feature too. Who knows?
Hmm.
All right, then I saw Kong saying Happy New Year's from the Sunshine State. So brutal for those of us here in Iowa, like you and I. So, I mean, just an absolute brutal take. A savage here, Kong, slapping us around with that nice weather. So,
It did get to the 30s today, I guess. So
yeah,
that's something.
yeah, for sure. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the learning session. You have some kind of long range goals here. So I call this
I do.
the learning section of Raph Getting Learned and the School of Neindorf. So you're thinking about, and this very much plays into our first development opportunity that we foreshadowed before with the airdrops, but 24 smart contract development. What do you got there?
Yeah, so it's something I've always wanted to get into, and I just, with the way that the website has gone over the years, I haven't actually had to write any smart contract code. I've just basically been able to utilize, my knowledge of programming to watch the events on the chain. And then obviously we've got code, like with it's the bot or in our game where we can do transactions server side. So that interacting with the blockchain, I feel like I have mastered. Uh, and so then the question is always, well, we've tried to keep learning as one of our priorities here. So we're not just in DFK to play a game. We're not just in it to make money. We're also in it to learn. So I feel like I needed to challenge myself. Like, what's the next forefront I can push into? And I feel like smart contract dev is that next front. And it's kind of funny. I'm remembering a meeting we had with the DFK team. Oh, I don't know. It's probably been a year and a half ago already, maybe. And they basically asked like, "Hey, what do you know about Solidity?" And I was like, "Dang, I have to say little to nothing." And that kind of hurt at that moment. But we're looking to fix that up here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I think this will be our opportunity to tap into the airdrop contract if approved by the DFK team to allow other people to use that through an easy to use kind of Web 2 interface. And then you're kind of doing the hard work for everyone else. So I'm really excited about this opportunity. I think it's going to be really, really cool. Um, for me, I've been working on learning a lot more about OBS. You kind of uh, challenged me. I'll call it. You may or may not
Oh,
have realized you challenged me, but
I
uh,
didn't.
you brought it up a couple months ago. Like, why do you use OBS versus Streamlabs or something like that? And I'm like, there's so many more opportunities. It's so much more flexible, and you could do really cool things. And then I was like, and we're using none of them. And so I've really been putting some effort in over the holidays here to try to figure out how do I do transitions? How do I, get more things up on screen? I have a lot of learning when it comes to making YouTube chat show up. I want to tap into the donations feature that the donate guy that Christian Peter was and Sergeant Filthy McNasty were highlighting on their streams. So a lot more to tap into here. I think there's a lot of fun learning that we're going to be doing in 2024.
Yeah, it looks like that donate came up on the chat if you wanted to take a quick peek.
Yeah,
I didn't, I've yet to really dig into it. I think it's a really cool concept. I think the idea that Raph and I are trying to pitch here for the people on stream, um, we kind of want to start with some, again, some smart contract dev. The question really is, do we build it into our website or do we try to make a package and something that we could maybe even try to hand to the actual DFK team? Because I feel like sending in-game items to other players feels like a native experience to me. Um, and so that's something that we haven't had a meeting to sit down with DFK yet, but that's kind of where our head's at, I'd say.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to profit. So, a couple of things that I want to work on here. First, I want to go through the jewel chart, and it feels like we're at. This is of course through the Rome terminal. Feels like we're kind of hanging tough here. The resistance, it feels like we're battling the empire, so to speak. The resistance is strong, and it feels like we're really hovering around this 30-ish mark. And
Yep.
we dropped all the way down to 26, and this would have been probably when the bridge hack stuff was going on,
Right.
which is probably just people reacting to liquidating some of their funds. And we're back up to the 32 mark. So that's good. I'm hopeful for the future. We need Trade Room on to talk any more intelligently than that, as far as I'm concerned. But kind of happy with the state of the chart. Any comments you got there?
Yeah, and I think, what I would expect is when it was jumping that crazy spike, it felt like it was hype, right? And that's good. We need hype. We need exposure. We need people to see this as for what it is. But I think in order to see sustained numbers up there, you got to have more of the gameplay. I mean, I think we need more classes out. We need to
Mm-hmm.
get some of these features that they're building out, and then I think that'll give people just cause to actually invest if you haven't yet, or consider it a full-fledged game. Because right now, I mean, it is a game. Don't get me wrong, you can play, but it's just not even close to completion. And I'm not getting on, I'm not negative here at all. They're building a quality product and they're taking the time they need. But I just think for the price action and for people to be, a more casual gamer to be able to play this, I think they need more gameplay. They need that loop, that gameplay loop, um, to be a little more well defined.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I actually, kind of going back to the bridge hack, as Bob Nothing saying, I thought he said, I thought there would be more panic selling last night. So good sign. I agree.
Right.
I feel like we're holding tough, and I feel like a lot of us in the community, when we were hovering around the 10-cent mark, we all felt like this is weird that we're at 10 cents. Like this project is
Yes.
way better than 10 cents. Um, and so, yeah, we're not probably up to that, 75-cent mark yet, especially considering all the macro elements of the economy and the fact that the game is still, it's functional for PvE, but PvP or PvE dungeons, that's what's really going to drive it up in price. So excited to see where things go.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. All right, let's talk some topics here. So, prices of Gen 1s, 10 out of 10s, they're kind of going down. I wish I had a sexy chart for this, um, but I do not. The price of Gen 1 Berserker Scholars, we're down to 135 crystal over
Right.
on Crystal Vale. And then the price of the original Heroes is at 190, so that's been sinking. And I haven't been tracking the price via USDC, which I think would be pretty telling. Maybe that's something
That's
to
true.
add to the list someday. But it looks like we're well above what I would consider to be the profitability threshold. Like it costs 60 crystal to summon two heroes together. I mean, there was times in the bull market where you were selling for like the rental was like 30. Remember that when it was like 30
Oh,
jewel
yeah.
or whatever the power token was at the time. I mean, that was brutal.
Yeah, so I think you're right. And it's hovered around the $3 mark for like you said, the new classes that don't make a Dread Knight. Um, and I'm just refreshing, I'm just using our tavern page here. I just, clicking some buttons and getting the numbers. But yeah, so $3 seems, for man, that's knowing the history of this game, that's so tough because that is like. so low compared to what we had spent for, 10 out of 10s historically. But there's just so many of them have been produced. It's a lot.
Yeah. So when are materials going up in price? We know potions are going to become a premium resource. It'll be bring your own potion when the next release happens. We don't have any timelines on the next release beyond there was a few streams where I think it was Workhorse who said it won't be over the holidays. Well, holidays have came and gone. It certainly did not happen over the holidays. It seems like they have a lot of development. Like a lot of this is like I think when materials up is when potions and when the
Right.
next whatever the boar hunt is, boar hunt 2.0.
Yeah, and I think, don't get me wrong too, they've got to get through expeditions too first, I believe. Or maybe it's, two parallel efforts, I suppose. But um yeah, I think the potion change is going to be huge. I don't know if we'll see an immediate impact. It might be slower because people have, built up supplies in some cases of lots and lots of these items.
Right.
Although I don't think that's as bad as we had thought, because I do know that a lot of the material prices are so low that it is profitable instead to sell them to the vendor for gold
Right.
and convert them
People
to
are just
gold.
selling exactly. They're just selling them off. So I think
Right. So
it's actually like gold is deflated and the rest of the materials aren't in as bad a shape as they could have been.
right. There's not this giant backlog of
Yeah.
billions of bloaters. I mean, there's a lot of them, don't get
Yeah.
me wrong,
Kudos to
but
the team for opening up the ability to sell to gold.
yes. Yep.
Clearly was a
Kind
big.
of establishes that floor.
Yeah. All right. You have a level up that you want to share, so let's go to some gameplay here.
All right. Let's see if I have this up.
Let me know when you're ready. And
Yep.
I
I
have a
just
summon to do as well. So
Okay, yeah, maybe if you wanna hit that up while I get my pages set up over here on this computer.
yeah, yeah, we'll do. All right. So I am summoning here tonight, going for double second life. We'll see how well we do. We have the purple wisdom on the summoner, and we have a wizard, and they each have a second life. So one in passive one in passive two. The recessive genes, nothing to really write home about. But definitely targeting going for that wisdom.
Oh yeah.
They're both over level 5, so I can get a int and a wisdom boost. And I'm going for a regular insight stone here. Regular, as much as I'm like touting up greater stones or the bee's knees, um, I feel a little low on funds, and so I went with buying a regular wisdom stone here.
Still a solid play. I mean, yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's a pretty good boost still. And if you have do these guys I wasn't paying attention. Do they have any blue jeans that happen to align?
Um, we have
Because that's where
like
you can
the other genes, or
yeah, the blue stat gene. Because that
oh
gets you
yeah,
an
I got
extra.
purple wisdom on the summoner.
See, so that right there almost alleviates. See, well, this is my take, I guess. If you can align the blue gene, I think you can get away with a regular stone.
Yeah,
I think it's still a little tricky because you're still missing out on those extra stat points that are just free at time of summon, though.
yeah.
But it's pretty close.
And then I have a boatload of Chet 1 10 out of 10s that I have not summoned yet that are sitting here piling up.
Bunch of crystals.
Yeah, a bunch of crystals. Have not been playing much over the holidays.
Well, it's good to see the bot still making heroes for you.
Yeah, I love that for sure. Can't really complain about hero prices when I'm not even selling, I suppose.
Uh,
All
what can
right,
I say? I like writing code.
let's see. All right, we got the summoner. So checkbox
Nice.
1 out of 1. Summoner scholar. Whole
That could be interesting.
we hit the name. Checkbox 2 out of 2.
Uh,
Fantastic. All right. We got blue wisdom here, so that's good.
okay.
We got 19 wisdom. So you're right. We're starting out with a lot of wisdom. Starting out with
Yes.
great amount of intelligence as well.
Yeah.
Um, Missed
Solid.
on the profession, but I don't really care about that. Let's go to growth. 34.5% on the wisdom. So I mean
Okay.
this regular stone with the 2 tier boost in the blue, like we're doing pretty good. So let's look at the genes here. Oh, buddy.
Oh, look at
We
that.
just got a double second life. Oh
No
man.
way.
I can't believe it. I this is uh I I'm gonna go
Oof.
jump over to I'm
Ooh.
not gonna
Heal?
humble brag. But
Double
I
double
do.
heal too.
Yeah. So wow.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a hell of a hero.
Okay. That's good. That's good. Um no summons left. Holy Swallow is first and last of his name. Uh all right.
Uh,
So yeah.
wow.
Big hit, big hit, big hit. All right. Let's see what you got. Boy,
Yeah, let
we
me.
need to open up the old community summits night portal. We the portal's hot, baby. Portal's hot.
Portal is hot after that. Holy cow. All right. So I think I'm sharing my screen now if you want to swap over.
Yep. Let me switch over here.
So yeah, level up. We haven't done any of these in a while. This is one that is particularly interesting to me because it's probably my favorite hero. Um, we're gonna get, and it's so it's my Dread Knight that I summoned, on one of our. Oh man, this has been ages ago on when we were doing summons night with the guild. Um, and he's really cool for a couple of reasons. A, he was one of the at the time he was one of the first probably 3 or 4 Dread Knights with Giant Slayer. Obviously that was pre-Dark Summoning Portal, so there's a lot
Right.
more of them now. Um, but he was one of the first. Uh, and the other thing I like about him is going to level 18. So he's only had a couple stamp pots ever. Um, so he's just been grinding. Uh, and he's had a really good stat growth too. So here we can kind of highlight our chart, that we talked about the other day. Um,
I love that
but the
strength.
yeah, the right, he's doing all right. The box and whisker plot here. If I scroll a little bit, I don't know if you can
Yeah.
see here. And this is kind of where I'm opening it up. What people think, he's clearly doing all right in a lot of areas. His agility is terrible. He's slow. Question is on a Dread Knight,
Does that matter?
do I care? Is it worth putting a crystal into agility such that he can maybe come back from that? Or do I just, pull hard into strength? Or you can see this guy's got a regular wisdom stone too. So he's got a lot of wisdom, but I don't want to pull harder into that than he already is. So
Right.
what's your take here?
Well, I really like the play between Giant Slayer and Strength. That feels like some good synergy here. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't like sabotage your vitality or health growth by any stretch.
Yep.
But you could activate that, and he'll be a tough sob that hits even harder. Um, once he gets lower in health than the other heroes, and so he if he starts hitting a tank turn 1 2, it'll probably activate that Giant Slayer. So I kind of like
Right.
leaning into the strength aspect of things. It's nice to see you're at the 3/4
Right.
of the one box chart. So, and 27 Dread Knights at level 17 sampled. I mean, this is not a small sample size either. And you got to think if people are leveling up Dread Knights, they're going to be spending a lot of crystals on them. So, um, yeah, this guy he's fared well for an uncommon for sure.
Right. Yeah, he's got, if I go down a little bit further, 256 total stats for a level 17 uncommon is pretty crazy. I think it's like borderline legendary scale where you'd expect a legendary hero.
Yeah.
So I'm really grateful for that, given that I've invested a lot into this guy over the year or two I've had him, I guess, at this
Hmm.
point.
That's crazy.
So yeah, all right. I think you know what, you're probably right. So I had done a dexterity on the pass because his dex was kind of suffering.
Hmm.
But I think at 29, like I don't know that I really care to put points into that. I mean, it's okay. I would also say that I do use this hero for duels. So then I think pulling for strength even makes more sense yet.
There you go.
So that tells me then I got to switch over. I don't have a greater. I think we're gonna. You know what? He's one of my favorite heroes. He deserves a greater
Deserves a
Might
crater.
Crystal. Yep.
I love the bazaar. I
It's
mean,
just so slick.
such a great way to get the items you need at market price.
Yeah. Yep. I've been putting buy limit orders in recently. I previously was like, you know what, I'm gonna need this thing in the future, so I'll just go put an order out there, and if it fills, it fills. If it doesn't, I'll cancel and then buy it at spot price. Like,
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun with that too.
Nice.
Oh, you know what? I don't think I have any mokshes in this wallet.
Oh, uh-oh. Retro.
I got one. Okay, not enough. Well, that might be cheaper to buy at the trader. I think I need going to 18 is do I need four, I believe.
Yeah. Wolfda.
Yeah, you know, gotta spend money to make money is what they say,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Oh,
right.
my bot's fighting me. Bear with me.
All right, we're getting ready. Thank you for everyone for hanging in there. We are going to do the airdrops or the airdrops next. And so first we're going to spin the wheel to see what we are going to give away. And we'll kind of spin that twice. So we'll give away a couple items tonight, and then we'll spin it to see who we're giving it away to. And we're gonna go
Yes.
based on just all the names in chat. So I'm gonna start to fill this out.
Yeah, maybe you want to swap to that. I'm like I said, I got my bot is putting transactions in all of a sudden, so I'm gonna have to get clever here.
Yeah, we'll do. All right, I'm gonna have to start filling out the names from chat here. So we got Eric, we got two noobs, we have Bob Nothing, we have, and you must be present to win. Chris Smith. All right, we got Red Room Media.
All right. See if that one went through. Yes, it did. All right, so strength. Let's get that strength.
Oh yeah, let me switch back. Sorry.
I'm just gonna, I'm just making my selections here as it's updating. Um, I'm trying to decide now. Maybe I'll give him an agility 50% chance just to keep that moving. And then what would you do the third one? What are you feeling?
I like your idea on dexterity. You don't want to be swinging and missing. So
Right. Great point. All right. So what does that give us a chance? It's a monk, so okay, 15. Okay, so that gives us a pretty solid chance to get you basically guaranteed to get two strength
yeah,
and a 60%. All right, I like those odds. That's pretty good. All right, let's cue this bad boy up. Of course, I got to approve this. Hopefully, I think I'm still in a good spot here with the bot. Not, I'm watching the bot on my other computer, and I can kind of tell when it's going to do
you can
transaction.
time
So
it.
I'm just right. Oh. So put that in here. All right, that approved. Yeah, oh man, these always stress me out when you got a high level hero that you've invested so much in.
Oh, I know.
It is almost more stressful than summoning, I'll be honest. Because with
Yeah,
summoning, if
yeah,
you get
yeah. Because there's no
a
going
potato, you
back.
just burn it.
Yeah, there's no going back.
All right, there it goes.
All right, I think I got everyone in chat. So I guess there's no real way for us to say. Well, I suppose we can do must be present to win. We're gonna call out your name. So if if you get called on in class, you got to make sure you're not asleep. So you have to make sure you respond. Okay, Worm is here too.
All right.
You ready?
I am. I'm gonna confirm this.
All right, we'll
I'm
watch your
stressed
screen.
out. I don't like these big ones.
Let's see. Let's see. Stanway Graybash. Let's pull
Stanley
through.
Graybash. Yep. Oh, there we go.
All right, we got the
I see what I
strength.
like already. I see Trip.
You got to scroll down a little bit. Oh,
Okay.
man.
Look at this.
Almost have the Royal Flush on the primary growth. Um,
See, 10 points for a
okay.
uncommon. He just is
Okay.
hitting it.
That's good. I like that double dexterity point.
The HP growth was all right. Not a great one. His MP was a little small, but again, the 10 points here is that's what I'm looking for.
That MP growth.
It's pretty
Yeah.
solid. He actually I should refresh the hero data page now because now I'll be in level 18. And keep in mind
Yeah.
for viewers that this the data behind this only updates about every day or two because it has to basically rescan all the heroes. Um,
So your
so
your X will be up to date immediately, but the box won't include your hero in it.
correct. So these averages, these statistical averages do not include my. So now there should be 11 level 18 Dread Knights technically.
Okay.
Um, okay, so he's doing pretty good here. Okay, he's see he did lose a little bit out. He's now average
Even
strength.
though he hit 3, but that's yeah, he's keeping
But
up.
look at that one down there. He's a wise Dread Knight.
That's awesome. That
And
dexterity.
the
Look, you're
agility
back.
came into the bar. Okay, I like that.
And dexterity is above now. That's
Now it's above. So you can tell that there's so much
there's some
variance.
noise with the yeah, variance and noise with the data for sure.
Yeah, and with only 10 items sample, I mean, it's not a normal distribution by any means. It's just so little data.
Yeah.
But still, I think this is a valuable tool here for us to take a gander at.
Yeah.
All right, I'm happy. So we had a couple really good rolls here. Yours was amazing.
All right. Well, thank you. Yeah.
What's your plan for that
Um, I don't know.
guy?
Haven't thought that far ahead yet.
Well,
Um,
that'll be our next podcast topic then.
exactly. Sounds good. All right, let me make sure I have everyone in here. I think I scanned and got all the names in here. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and click the first wheel. We're gonna do this twice to give away our airdrop determination. So the wheel is spinning, the hot air balloon moves. So what are we going to drop off? First one is going to be a regular crystal.
All right.
All right, and then the second one is going to be big money, big money, big money. We're gonna do a regular crystal again. I don't know what the hell. Let's spin one more time. How about that?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Let's have some fun with this. Happy New Year's.
That's right. Oh, that air balloon. When that
Oh,
spins, that feels good.
yeah, just missed the regular stone there. Okay, so we got a regular crystal again. All right, so we're gonna give away 3 regular crystals tonight to our amazing listeners out there. So let's go ahead and spin number 1, and we are gonna remove names, and you must be present to win. So as we call out your name, you have to say here and present. Okay. Shoes. So this was you have a funny name. What was it earlier in chat? Shoes my girlfriend wears, or what? What is it? I gotta look it up.
uh,
All right, so shoes. Say present in chat if you are here. You must be present to win. All right, we're gonna go ahead and spin the next one. Yes, shoes is
oh
present.
yeah,
Okay, very good.
that's right.
Sergeant.
All right,
Looks like Sergeant's in chat, but you must say
definitely.
present to win. All right, and for the final one, and given out to 2 noobs.
All right.
Congratulations. Let's do, in honor of your Dread Knight, let's do some strength crystals tonight.
All right. Let's do it. Yeah, we'll work out the details. We'll get those sent over.
Yeah. Oh, and then I have a hero that I'm supposed to give away from France. Um,
Oh, oh, cool.
that I won on their stream, and I said that I would pay it forward. I don't know what the hero number is. What hero number am I giving away, France? Do you know? Um, I'll look
Is this
this
like
up.
a
It's like a
pet
paladin.
pal
I
nobody
think that
wants or what?
no, it's just they saw my name pop up and they said, "Oh, I'm sure Raph will give it away," and yeah, I'm happy to. So I think it's a paladin. I don't know much else about the hero. They kind of get lost in the mix.
There's a
Oh,
lot.
Fran says, "What was the number of that summoner?" Uh, that's not the one that I'll be giving away. And
Uh,
Sergeant saying it was a Gen Zero, I'm sure. All right, so I will look it up. You guys are comedic value here tonight for sure. We'll look it up and we'll give it away next time. Um, but yeah, two noobs, Sergeant and Shoes. My girlfriend wears. Congratulations on winning a greater, or excuse me, a regular strength crystal. Regular crystals that we're giving away tonight, and we'll be spinning the wheel next time. We are gonna try to get into a regular habit of streaming. I think on excuse me. See, I can't even get it right. Monday nights. I'd like to switch to. So this feels like it's a good time that works for you and I. So thank you everyone for tuning in and have a great night.
yep. Good night, everyone.